Welcome back to the next session in our series on developing a books website using the Mean Stack. In the previous session, we have created a Angular server which is running on port number 3000, and here we have an Angular component which we are calling as the book list component. This Angular component is using HTTP service, which is HTTP book service, to pull back data from a REST service which is also deployed on the same server. We have a API which was our books.json file, and we were making a request to fetch the data from here. This is using RxJS and HTTP. Both the server and the client are running on the same machine. Now, there are times when your actual data is not present on the same server, but you are depending on some third-party data. For example, Book My Show may be getting the data from PVR or Inox, and Make My Trip may be getting the data from Indian Airlines or Indigo. So here we have a separate server, which is the data server, and this server has got its own endpoints and the REST services defined. So we have a API server which is implemented in Node.js, and it is running on port number 7000. It offers RESTful service and no UI. And what we are willing to do is to get the data using our HTTP service running on port number 3000 from here. So now we are getting the data from a different server that may or may not be owned by us in here. How are we going to do that? We will need to consider the URLs from this server, and that would be the easy part. So let's get started. Here I have a server which is running on port number 3000, and this is my Angular client application that we have been running all this while, and we have our book list which is actually fetching the book list 3 books from the server, the same server, a local request. But now we have another application, a Node.js based application here, and this application is running on port number 7000. Just to show you the application running on port number 7000, API endpoints, API books, and this returns me a list of books with a lot of details. And this is a separate server which internally communicates with MongoDB and fetches the data from my database and brings those data here. As you can see, here we have a lot more record than what we have used in the past. And we can also pull the records based on ISBN number, and I can probably pull just one record, which would be useful for creating our details page. And we also have, say, books by J.K. Rowling, and here you will see that we get a list of books by J.K. Rowling, which is lesser than the all books that we have. So these are the endpoints that we have implemented in Node.js in our earlier sessions. So I'll not go into the details of how these endpoints are implemented. Great. So now that we have seen our service working, let us see how we can connect to this service. And this service is available on localhost 7000 API endpoint. So let's go and try to fetch the book in our Angular application. So in our Angular application, this is our HTTP book service, and it was actually running on the base URL of API. Now we will change this base URL to localhost 7000 API, which is not the current server, which is 3000, and we will also come and change the book list URL from the base URL /books.json to base URL /books only. So now we are making a request to the URL localhost 7000 API/books. So let us see if we get the book or if we face an error. So if I come here and try to see my books web client, you will see we are getting a message unable to fetch books. We have given the URI, it is telling we are unable to fetch the books. Now let's start a tool called Fiddler, which can search or which can inspect the traffic which is traveling between the two servers. If I come here and try to refresh this page, we'll see that our request is going to port 3000 and also going to port 7000, and I'm actually getting the data back. So if you can see in the response of what I have received, we have received all the books, and yet our application is suggesting we are unable to fetch books. So let us go to the debug console and check out what happens here. Here we have a HTTP response error, status code is 0. Reason for this thing, which is actually mentioned here, access to XML HTTP request at this thing from Origin 3000 has been blocked by the course policy. That is the access control allow Origin header. Now let us understand the root cause of the error before trying to solve this problem. We didn't get this error earlier, but now we are getting the error because we are making a request to a remote server, a server which is running on a different port, and this is referred as a cross origin request, a request which goes to a different website. Here we only have a port number difference, but it could be a completely different website such as books web.org and books API.org. So they could be completely different website, and normally an AJAX request across the origin is not allowed. Provider, that is this API provider, the server must allow this request. Now the cross origin request, which is in short referred as course, can be based on HTTP request header, IP address of the requester, may allow to selected servers only, or it could be conditional, such as matching a valid API key. No, it could be anything, but we must define our policy. The default policy, the default course policy is deny all requests. So let's see how we can enable this course policy on the server, that is on our Node.js server, not on Angular. It is not an Angular issue. It is an issue with the server which is not permitting somebody from the third party to come and access. Now, course does not apply on the same server. So earlier we successfully got this data, and if both your Angular and Node applications or the API and the UI is running on the same server, the course concept does not come into picture. So let's come here and see how we can enable the course here. To enable the course on the books web server, we are going to install an npm package for course. And to configure the course, let us look at the npm documentation or the npm for the course. You can go to npm package.json to see the course features for Express, and you can see how we can enable the course. In this example, we'll be taking a simple use case, but you can install the course. You can include the course in your project, and you can use this course. And when you use a course API like this, the simplest one, it allows every single origin to work. So this is simply from denying everyone to allow everyone. And let us first see if this works for us. So all we need to do after installing the course is to go to our app.js, where we are configuring our Express. We are going to include course is equal to require course, and then on our Express pipeline here, we are going to configure the course by suggesting app.use course. That's the bare minimum code that we need to do to allow every origin. So we come here and do an npm start again, and now our course error should go. We come back to our books client and probably time to refresh this page, and now you see we get a list of all our book from the server. Probably there is a book who's, but as we can see, we have a list of all the books coming from the other server. So let us look a bit more on the course story, and we can see that we can configure course with course options such as what origin to allow and what origins not to allow. So we can actually configure the course options, and that can be done on individual URLs, or it can be done on site-wide. We can actually create something like a whitelist of the course services that we want to allow, and we can check the course options accordingly. So for example, if we want to whitelist a certain URL but not every URL, we can check that by coming here and copying this whitelist thing and do the course options. So we'll come here and configure a whitelisted URLs, and that we can do by building a list. And you can also understand that this list can be built programmatically rather than hard coded. So we'll come here and simply set up localhost 3000 and probably localhost 7000. Now, I don't need to activate 7000 because it is the same server I am running currently, so course does not apply. So let's do 5000, and as you can see, we can actually fetch this data from our database based on the API key and other things, and this is all programmatic. So we can say if the origin is in the whitelist, we will say callback null true, otherwise not allowed by course. And finally, we will be passing this thing, the course option here, by telling allows requests only from few whitelisted domains, and our whitelisted domain is localhost 3000. So now that the server has started and it has enabled the course option only for a whitelisted URL such as 3000 and 5000, no request from other servers will be allowed. So let us come here and see our application. Let's refresh the page. Because we are making a request from localhost 3000, my request should still be granted, and as you can see, it is granted. Now let's go to the application, the Angular application, and start a new server, spawn a new server. On port 9000. And let's also ask to open it on the browser. We are starting one more server on port 9000 rather than on port 3000. So now we have two servers, one serving on port 3000 and other serving on port 9000. Both are Angular application. Now the port 3000 is enabled by course and port 9000 is not enabled by course. As you can see, both are the same code base. The same code will be running on both these places, on port number 9000 and port number 7000. When I come here, it says unable to fetch the books, and going to the debug console, you will see that it has been blocked by course policy. But if I go to my application running on port number 3000 and try to refresh this application which is running on port number 3000, it is successfully receiving the data. No course is blocking 3000, but course is blocking 9000 port. Now imagine I go to my web server, and this second web server which is running on port number 9000, they also buy our API key, and we put them into our whitelisted domain collection. In that case, this port number 9000, which was currently being blocked by the course, they should get the data successfully. Now you see, they are getting the data successfully. Similarly, we can revoke the permission. We can revoke our permission from port number 3000, that is this website. And once I revoke this permission, this guy will stop to get the data. So it is server which is controlling, and this can be completely programmatic. It can be based on other conditions, such as whether server is sending a particular header containing the API key or not. So this is about course, and this is how we can get the data across the HTTP. And that completes our discussion on how we can access the data from the same server or a different server. In our next session, we'll be looking at an alternative way to bind the API data directly to our template rather than doing it programmatically in our component code base.